Howdy, YouTubers. I was supposed to be in Chicago tomorrow morning and then New York on Tuesday and Wednesday, but my New York trip got canceled. I instead am going to be in DC tomorrow, then Chicago on Wednesday, and then Michigan on Thursday, the entire state. And then I've got to go to Chicago for a meeting Friday morning before I go back to St. Louis, because Kelly and I are going to Los Angeles for this weekend. This week's episode is about what are the key characteristics I look to when I'm trying to hire somebody. Whether that's an experienced recruit, a partner, or a new associate or an intern. 3 things I can't teach are aptitude, motivation, and personality. And everything I do as part of the interviewing process, as part of the resume review process, I'm looking to figure out if that candidate amped. Get amped. Get amped. So I made it to Washington, D.C. and I've got an early morning session tomorrow for our inside tax policy. Start filming at 7:30. Thanks, Ken. All right, so it's Tuesday morning, bright and early. I'm on my way to the office. Going to be in our inside tax policy webcast series for those that are interested in tax reform and getting the insights from the likes of Chairman Cam, Rohit Kumar, and Pam Olson. Subscribe. Should be a fun experience. Prep time.
Do it.
I'm Lindsay. Let's do this. Sindhu. She's the host. This is Oren. And that's Thomas Jefferson.
True or false? You had fun.
True or false? True. Absolutely. Great job. Host Ken Kuykendall and the team. And the PwC studio.
Thanks for doing it.
Thanks, guys. Great work. I made it back to the Chicago crib. It's always a little quiet and lonely here without the fam. Without the wife and the pups. Wanted to get back to the subject at hand. What are the key characteristics that I look for when I'm building a team, when I'm trying to hire somebody? Let's talk about the first, aptitude. I want somebody that's smart. What I'm looking for is, not what your GPA was, not how you did on the test scores. Certainly those may be indications of your aptitude. But when I'm interviewing somebody, I want to be able to have an in-depth conversation with something that they know a lot about. So I'm not going to quiz somebody on international taxation if they're right, out of law school or right out of undergrad or right out of a master's course. I'm going to get them to talk about something that they know a lot about, and then I'm going to probe and really kind of understand, how smart is this person? How bright is this person? What is this person's aptitude? What is their ability to be able to really dive in deep into some subject matter? Tomorrow, heading into the office, spending the day in the office, actually meeting one of the interns for breakfast to check in and see how he's doing. In the Chicago office today, I'm now on my way to ORD, flying to Michigan. It's spend the day in Michigan. So remember, aptitude, motivation, personality. Those are the 3 keys. We're going to explore motivation here more shortly, but let's go to ORD. Gotta love public art. All right, I made it to Michigan, and I was gonna take a cab to my hotel from the airport here, and fortunately, I looked across the street for the Hampton Inn, and I'm gonna stop right in the middle of the road here. That is the Hampton Inn. So we're gonna walk. So the second piece of my hiring puzzle is motivation. And I can't teach somebody to be more motivated. And how do I tell whether somebody is motivated? When I'm looking at a resume, when I'm talking to people? Well, in my business, and I think in any business, successful people can keep a lot of balls in the air at the same time. And you have to be motivated to do that. When I see a resume that shows people are involved in all kinds of activities, that doesn't mean anything to me. What I want to know is, how involved are you in those activities, and are you able, do you work, do you go to school at the same time? Are you also involved in extracurricular activities? I mean, how many balls can you keep up in the air at the same time? That's going to help me understand how motivated you are. Apparently this walk was a little bit longer than I anticipated. Do what you can to establish to that employer, to that person, oh no, there's a fence. It's a tall one too, I can't hop it, don't even think it. This is a fence. That's my hotel. All right, here's a exit spot. Whew. All right, so I'm not gonna have to hop the fence. All right, so I'm in O'Hare. Back in O'Hare. I feel like I'm always in O'Hare. I'm on a standby to try to get an earlier flight back to St. Louis. So fingers crossed. I'm gonna race to G7 and see if I get on my flight. Number 1 on the list. I probably won't have a place for my bag. Ordered. I still haven't been called. Checked in full. Patty. Made it back to St. Louis. I'm home. It's always good to be back. Just posted last week's video. Wanted to finish up our discussion on the key characteristics that I'm looking for when trying to build a strong team. The third piece of the puzzle is hiring somebody with a good personality. Right? I can't teach somebody to be personable or to be a good person. One caveat I want to make is, don't think that somebody's outgoingness is consistent with their personality. Look who just came to join me in the office. Hi, Jody. She heard me talking. So don't be fooled by somebody being outgoing as having a good personality. In other words, being an extrovert isn't necessarily mean that you've got a good personality or you're going to be good for a particular team. And so I think it's easy for those of us that do interviews a lot, build a lot of teams, and talk to a lot of people to be fooled that, oh, this person is so extroverted, they're going to be an outstanding employee or an outstanding member of the team. And maybe they will be. But there are a number of people that I would consider introverts that may not be deemed to have as big of a personality, but still are absolutely good people and incredibly hard workers. And introverts can be incredible members of the team. And, you know, if you look at some of those that have been the most successful in corporate America, they could be certainly viewed as introverts, at least under the Myers-Briggs standard. Aptitude, motivation, personality. Get amped. Find people on your team that are amped. All right. Next week, I'm heading to LA with a number of my other partners for a tax conference. I'm then heading to Louisville and then to Chicago. Mash that like button. Subscribe on YouTube. Please, you LinkedIn folks, hop on over to YouTube and give me a sub, por favor. And thanks for tuning in. That's Jody Magnolia.